Hi gang, today I'm going to show you how to make some good old-fashioned pocket cards. This is an idea that has been around since the 90s and kind of forgot about it. And I saw it posted recently and it kind of refreshed my interest. Like, oh yeah, forgot about this technique. It's super simple and a very cute card idea. You can choose to glue this pocket shut and just have it as a decorative element, or leave it open so you can tuck in a gift card, some candy, money, small things like that. So this is one card we're going to make with this adorable frog set, and the other one for Valentine's Day with some candy and a shaker heart element to tuck in there. Let's get started. First, let me show you our measurements that we're going to score. The card bases are your standard 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score in half at 4.25. So these are top fold cards. You're going to take a pencil and find the 2 3/4 center and put a pencil dot there. And then from the fold, you're going to find 1.5 inches from the fold and put a dot on the top and the bottom. And then you're simply going to connect the two with a score mark to fold up to create your pocket. That's how simple it is. Really, really easy peasy. All right, let's start scoring at 4.25. And then I'm going to make a little mark at 2 3/4. You can make it with a pencil or just with the tip of your scoring tool. I'm going to fold this and make a mark at 1.5 inches at the top and the bottom. And then what you can do, if you so choose, is make a score line. You can simply just fold it up like that. But if you want to be a little bit more specific, just connect those two lines with the score mark, 1.5 and 2 3/4, and then fold them up. I'm going to do the same thing with the other card base. This is so pretty. This is our new periwinkle color. Isn't that pretty? So I already did the score at 4.25. Let's find the 2 3/4 center mark, and then fold it in half. Put the fold against the edge there, and then find it at 1.5 at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to connect those two. 1.5. If you have a scoreboard like this one, I could stand to redo it again, but I took a black Sharpie and I went down every inch with the black Sharpie. So you can see some lines are darker than others. I just took a Sharpie and that helps my eyeballs find it better when I'm doing something like this. All right, so I'm just smashing all those creases, and let's set that aside. We could start gluing some papers next. I'm going to open this back up again. So the front is getting folded up. I want you to open that and then open your card. On our Valentine card, we're going to layer the red down on the inside as the base. There's going to be a 1/4 inch border all around the edges. So I cut this piece 4 by 5.25. And same thing with the stripe piece. So I didn't have any Valentine's paper, but I did have Christmas paper with these red stripes on the other side. Haha! So look in your stash. What might you have that could be appropriate for another project? So that's what I found. Christmas paper, but we're using the red striped side. How convenient. All right. So stripes on the top, solid on the bottom. And I had already pre-scored those flaps, so now that I glued this layer on, I want to give that a good smash and let that adhere. If you're using a tape runner, you might find yourself having more gaps as opposed to using liquid glue. I prefer liquid glue for something like this. Alrighty, let's come back to the periwinkle. So there's the card. Open this back up and then open to the inside. And with this, we're going to use new paper called Life's a Hoot. This has colored circles on one side and a purple with some gold highlights on the other side. I'm going to put the purpley side down on the bottom. And then the dots on the top side. It's nice that our paper packs have all these harmonious patterns and colors together, so it looks really nice together. Same thing with this one. I had already scored these, so I'm just going to encourage that crease. Bend it over. Smash it. Make sure that is nice and adhered with liquid glue. Alrighty. So before we do anything with those flaps, I'm going to add this strip to the top here. Again, it's from the same paper pack, Life's a Hoot. So it all coordinates very well together. All right, and my flaps, they're slightly overlapping a little bit, which is fine. I'm actually going to put a little dot of glue there just to encourage those flaps to stay shut. But our little frog is going to, whoops, our little frog is going to help keep them closed when we finish that. You can use a little mini glue dot as well to keep that together. All right, let me set that aside. And with the red, this is a little hard to see here, but what I did was I took that candy apple red and I did a tone-on-tone stamping with these red little hearts, if you can see that. Just to, it's hard to see, but just to add a little bit of texture there. And this is a die that we've had, it's been retired, but you know, shop your stash. See what you have that works with what you're using. And it is a little bit too long, so we're going to cut off the ends. A little bit of glue. I'm going to dab off some excess so it doesn't squeeze out so much. And I'm going to glue this to the top. I'm going to center it. I'm happy with that. See, I dabbed off some of that extra glue so it's not seeping out and squishing out when I press this down. I saw that technique at a class, and like, that is a great idea. All right. So there's our pretty little scallop border, and we can glue this down next. Give that a little press. All right, now that we have that in place, what I did with this one is I took a hole punch onto the corners and then just tied a little knot of some ribbon there. I used an 1/8 inch hole punch right in the corner on both sides there. And a little bit of some, again, going old school, organza ribbon. We used to have this, gosh, gobs and gobs of organza ribbon, and a little bit went a long way. The roll just seemed to go on and on and on forever. So how many years later, we still have organza ribbon? But just a simple little knot. Sometimes I don't do bows with this because it can add a little too much bulk. So I pull that a little taut and then just bring it around into a little simple knot and then trim off the little ends. There's that. And I have 2 little hearts I used with our cute stitched heart die. I used ballerina pink cardstock and stamped Be Mine. And we used the true color side, and then you flip it over, and I die cut one out of the lighter side for contrast. We'll put these on the inside of the card. You can use foam tape for these if you wanted them to pop out. That would be nice. There, just like that. All right, next we're going to build our shaker element with this card. This is using a heart die. Look how quick and easy that was. Isn't that just, that's all there is to it. Just layer some pattern paper up there and fold up your corners for a little pocket. Super, super cute. Really easy. These are the heart dies. This does the heart shaker. Heart shaker and window Z3870. These are still available. And we have the matching foam pieces and acetate that match this and coordinate. Perfectly matches. So on this, you have the foam outline for the shaker element that we're going to use. So let me get my pieces here. I have already glued the acetate window to the outline. So that's our top piece. And the acetate, it comes with a film on it. You need to kind of scratch at the corner and peel off that film before you use it. When you get them, they look very cloudy. It's that protective film. So you got to peel that off, and then it's nice and crystal clear. The solid heart, I stamped special delivery on that. And then we're going to take this foam edge all around the edge here. Don't grab it and pull. You don't want to distort the shape of it. Just work it off a little bit. And then check this out. You have all of these 3D foam squares on the inside to use for something else. Love that. And this is going to get lined up right over top. And then we'll add our shaker elements. I have these cute little, they look like candy hearts. Mini hearts. We're going to add a little bit, just a little pinch of these. And then from the die set, I used this die, and it cuts out your confetti, heart-shaped confetti. I used ballerina glitter cardstock, and this is really cool. It punches out little tiny hearts, but check this out. It's a heart with an outline. So this die punches out solid hearts, and then this one does the solid heart with an outline. Love that. So you can add in more confettis in there, and there's some smaller ones and some bigger ones. And a cute idea, one of my friends, thank you, Carrie, oh no, that was Lauren, I think, showed us the idea that Jennifer McGuire showed on her blog, where you take one of these shaker elements and glue it down so they don't all fall to the bottom on your shaker card. So I thought that was pretty clever. So you can take one and glue it up there. Let's add some more. You don't want your shaker elements, you don't want too many to be too cluttered up that it's too bulky inside of your window there. So sometimes less is more. Another one. I think that would be plenty. So now from here, you're going to carefully lift that paper backing off. And then take your window plastic and just place it right over top. As we like to say, commit to the stick. Give it a press. I like to go around the edges, give it a good squeeze so there aren't any gaps for anything to leak out. If it's slightly crooked, don't worry. You can come back and give it a little haircut if you care. So I'm a little crooked with that, but that's okay. So there's your cute little shaker element, and then we glued that one to the top so it stays up there. Isn't that nice? Great idea. And there it is, and you can put in your candy in there or a gift card. We've got some Ghirardelli minis. You can take that shaker and glue it if you wanted to. You can glue it right over the middle if you wanted to. You can put a magnet on the back so they can save it. So there's one card. Isn't that cute? You got a gift and a card all in one. Love that. So let's come back to our little frog and finish this guy up. I have a really neat coloring technique to show you with this frog. So I stamped him on white daisy cardstock. And let me show you this stamp set. This is from the Storybook card making kit. So you have the frog, and you have all of these cute messages here. A royal thank you, hereby queen of everything or king of everything, king for the day, queen for the day, and really cute elements here. And there's a crown for the frog, but this also has lips. This little stamp, they are tiny little lips so that you can turn your frog into a girl and give him little lips if you wanted to. I thought that was hilarious. And then these are eyelashes. You can even turn your frog into a little girl with eyelashes. Let me show you a couple cards from the kit. And here it is in the catalog. The Storybook card making kit. And it comes with these two awesome dies of crowns. Aren't they super cool? Love, love, love those crowns. That's kind of why I bought this kit. I just wanted the crowns. Love it, love it, love it. I did put these cards together. So there it is with cutting the crowns out of glitter, gold glitter cardstock. And there's a frog that is plain. Another one with the crown. Love that little star pattern paper. And here is turning the frog into a girl. So there he is plain, and then with the eyelashes and the lips. Isn't that adorable? So let me show you this coloring technique. Because we're going old school with pocket cards and organza ribbon, we're going old school with the quick coloring technique. How many of you have used this before? I know my stamp club has. We colored in some really pretty hummingbirds using this idea. You're going to stamp your image on thick cardstock. I have glossy paper still in my stash. I really wish we sold glossy paper again. Bring back the rainbow ink pads, right? Who's with me? You're going to make a stencil. So I cut it out with an X-Acto knife, the two parts. So his belly, I wanted a different color. So I stamped him again and just cut the belly out. And we're going to color in with our beautiful blending brush. These are amazing. Ballerina and mint is what I'm using. So I'm going to use this one with the mint. I like to hold these brushes by the side of the head here. It gives you good control. You don't want to grab it by the stick and there's just too much play and give here. You'll get better control if you hold it by the sides. Give it a swirl over your ink and then place this over your stamped image. Line it up. Hold it down with your fingers and then just swirl that brush all around to deposit the color. And that is your quick coloring technique. And bada bing, your frog is colored in. Super fast. That's why we call it the quick coloring technique. Super fast. I have a contraband tiny little brush. We're going to add the pink on the belly part. Line that up. Give it a little swirl. And that's all there is to it. And there your frog is colored in lickety split. So you make one stencil and use it forever and always. I have a folder that I put these in to store them. So you only have to do, this is a little tedious. You only need to do it once and then you have it. Okay, so after I colored him in, I wanted to kind of make him pop a little bit more. So I pulled out two markers, the tri-blend markers. This one is the green turquoise blend. And I used the light tip of the marker and I went over the eyeballs here to darken them in a little bit. And you see that really makes a difference. Rather than just leaving it plain, it really makes a difference in making those eyes pop. And then I used the pink, pale pink blend. Come to the light end of the mark. Oops, that happens sometimes, you know. And you just push it back in and it helps to get your fingernail and then kind of shimmy back and forth the cap. But push that all the way in. Make sure that's all the way pushed in there. And I went over the cheeks, the lips with the pale pink light end. And there you have your cute little froggy all colored in. Super fast and simple. So I already did mine. I did not do the lips on this one. I kind of forgot about that. I put foam tape on the back. And then he's going right over the middle. And a tag, I used a die cut. I stamped those little stars in the background with the mint and the ballerina. And organza ribbon, I just took a piece of ribbon, folded it in half, put the loop end through the back, take your tails, push them through the loop, and then give a little tug. And there you have a cute little bookmark style ribbon. Trim off the ends there. And crowns. Love, love, love these little crowns. Pop out a piece here. Alrighty, so I'm going to add my glue. This is also another great place to use our adhesive sheets. So if I had a little bit of forethought, I would have put adhesive sheets onto this glitter cardstock and then ran it through. So then I would just peel the backing off and stick it down. But I didn't, so I'm using my liquid glue and I'm dotting off the blobbiness onto my hand there. And I'm going to just add one at the bottom. And the other one I'm going to put in the opposite corner. I just love this with the glitter paper. It really, really jazzes it up. Being that it's a crown, you know. Alrighty. You can add some of your candy in here and your cute little tag. You can also put a magnet on the back of that if you wanted them to keep it for something else. And there is your cute pocket cards. So, hope you like these, guys. Old school pocket cards with a shaker heart and these cute crowned eyes, and then the quick coloring technique with the frog. So, hope you feel inspired and show me what you make with this idea. Thanks for joining me. Bye.